Welcome, guys. What's going on? Welcome to Friday. This entire week, I just said Friday like my wife does. Friday. This entire week has been dedicated so far to talking about meditation, and today's going to be no different. We're going to kind of talk about a little bit of everything that we've been discussing so far this week, and some alternative methods to try to help you find ways to get time, get energy, whatever, to meditate. So how's everybody doing today? Just checking in on everything, making sure that the music's up and going, and let's there we go. We'll keep that going in the background. There we go. Hopefully it's not crazy loud. My voice is at least double that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so it's Friday. It's been a pretty interesting week. Been kind of back and forth, although like at Wednesday, it was like pretty much like an immediate switch up of everything that was going on so far. Just a lot of craziness going on since last week. I feel like it kind of flowed into this week a little bit, and this week was kind of like, you know, the settling of everything almost. But it's been crazy. I'm interested in trying to get this video up hopefully before Sunday, so that it has time to upload and everything, and you know, everybody has time to check it out. But yeah, ready for the weekend, ready for everything to get going, you know. So we're gonna do a little bit of the meditation video later on, or the meditation game, I should say. I'm going to do the final portion of the podcast episode now. and then we'll get into the meditation and then share some videos and stuff like that, just to kind of sum up the week and everything, and, you know, end it on a good note. I hope everybody's having a good time so far. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for all the love. And anybody who's going to be checking this out later on, either on the podcast or on the YouTube or any of that good stuff, feel free to follow me on my socials. If you type exclamation point socials or exclamation point Discord, I'm having a hard time with my words this week. Those commands will bring up the information and the links to get you to what you're looking for. So feel free. I'll also throw it up by the end of the episode. So getting into it. You know, in the spirit of working on improving a meditation practice that's right for you, in the spirit of building and working on and improving a meditation practice that's right for you, is exactly just that. It's a practice by you, for you, to fit your schedule, your time, and your needs. It's not with anybody else involved. It's not the end goal being, you know, anything to do with anybody else. It's focused on you. So that's the part of meditation that I find is most important. It's a connecting piece to get to yourself, right? To find a deeper level of relationship with yourself. You know, it just depends on what you need, basically. Not all of us need silence or imagery or bells or gongs or video games, even though I've used them. Or even monotonal music to help us meditate, you know, like those what are they, miracle tone songs or whatever. Like, if you use them, and if it works, it works. But the point is that it works for you. Some of us need the exact opposite of those. I know for me, I can meditate while I'm working out, listening to heavy metal music and doing all that stuff, you know. So it just depends on what your needs are, what your mood is. What your mood is, and where you're at, you know what I mean, where your mentality's at. I fully believe that after you establish your meditative practice, you can learn to meditate under any conditions, regardless of what initially worked for you, what works for you now, what used to work for you. I think that once you gain the practice and get your feet wet, so to speak, with how you're comfortable doing it, you can evolve to do it under any conditions, even while you're not in a meditative state, quote unquote. So I have a few steps that I've found after doing some research that people have used to help them establish a proper practice for them. Um, the main step, the number one thing, is to get comfortable, right? No matter the situation that you're in, you probably won't have a very easy time getting into a meditative state if you're uncomfortable where you are, or how you're sitting or standing, or if you need to use the bathroom or anything like that. If there's something distracting you, an annoying noise in the background, for example, something like that, get yourself to a tolerable level of comfort. However you have to. If you have to disconnect yourself from the situation, move to another room, put some headphones on, or, throw down pillows on the floor, whatever you need to do, that's what you got to do. And it, make it work. You want to start small. You want to go back to your breath. There it is again. I'm going to say it every single time I talk about meditation or controlling an emotion or making an emotion flow properly. Go back to your breath. That's the basic, most simplest thing that you could possibly do to initiate this whole process, or to make any sort of change, to collect yourself in the moment. Just be still, or slow your pace if you can't be still. I'll get more into that later. Practice scanning your body or emotions and feel your feelings, or really just let your mind go crazy with where's your body at? What are you feeling? What sensations are in your body right now? What are you feeling in your mind, in your soul? Like, what are you going through? What thoughts are racing? Are they angry thoughts, happy thoughts? You don't have to worry about getting into the analytical stage of it yet. Just worry about observing and watching, and just breathe with it and be with it. Let it happen. I often get asked the question, how do I carve out time for meditation in my day? I'm so busy. Everything's so crazy. You have things going on. And the truth is, you just got to do it sometimes. You don't worry about carving out time for meditation. Worry about incorporating meditation into your day. And that's the best way that I found to be able to do it is, that's the best way that I found to be able to do it is to, instead of take time specifically to sit somewhere and practice calming breaths or whatever, in the moment, sometimes I'll be doing work, or I'll be doing exercise, or I'll be, angry or upset or going through some kind of craziness or whatever. And in that moment, like I've talked about before, there's things that you can kind of latch onto that, like, triggers for yourself where you notice, like, okay, now is a good time. Now is a good time for me to get back to my breath, And they're talking about, we're talking about using, like pairing your meditation with a habit or a hobby or activity. A lot of people do it when they're brushing their teeth. They say 2 minutes to brush your teeth or whatever, or you sing like a birthday song, or you go through any of those motions to wash your hands, brush your teeth, do things like that. And, that's your time. While you're doing it, just slow yourself down and notice what you're doing. Take in the sensations of what's going on and just be present in that moment. That counts as a meditation, and that'll start building up that neural bridge to be able to perfect that practice even further. So, starting with guided meditation can help some people. I know I get distracted by voices a lot. So, the caveat here is that some people may find spoken word very, very distracting. So what I would recommend, if you're one of those people, is to find music or a beat that your mind can go in sync to. Anything, even this beat that's in the background now. You hear that one snare drum. So whenever it beats every couple of to the rhythm or whatever, right there, it's very methodical. It's very slow paced. Time your breath with that, or just time your thought process with the beat of the music. If you can be listening to EDM or metal or something like that, you could be listening to something crazy and still have your thoughts go to the beat of whatever's going on. It doesn't necessarily have to be your breath. It can be the thoughts that are coming to you. Try to get them in sync with the beat, or find a beat that works with it just feels right. Envisioning things like lights or shapes or something that syncs to the beat is also, a distracting thing if the thoughts don't really work for you. Just put on a light show in your mind, close your eyes and envision being on stage and seeing these lights, or being in a crowd and seeing these things go by, or, try to listen to something that flows with your breath comfortably, like ocean wave sounds. If you're that type of person that can listen to sounds of nature and birds chirping and things like that. That stuff can affect your breathing, how calm you feel. It can affect your thought process. So make sure it's something that relates to something you like. Maybe sounds of the forest aren't your thing and you are more of a beach person, so go with that. Maybe you like thunderstorms, so go with that. It just depends on what you find calming and what you can kind of get in sync with. If all else fails and you need something that's, more distracting, for lack of a better term to put it, to try to preoccupy your mind, try a metronome or like a counter, something that like clicks to an interval, and just try to focus on that. It's something you can count with. It's almost like counting sheep to put yourself to sleep. It's beginning that process of putting yourself in that meditative, calm mind state. I have a video to share on this, but another thing is to practice what's called pranayama, which is the technical term for what I called yogic breathing, where you cover one nostril, you inhale, you exhale through the other nostril, and you switch back and forth like that for a couple of rotations. It's there's a couple of different practices, which is why I want to share a video about it. But this is kind of related to taking you back to your breath, and even if you have a stuffy nose, you can incorporate this breathing practice, like I've talked about before. You just envision yourself doing it rather than doing it physically. It still works, because when I've had a cold or a stuffy nose or whatever, I've done it and it works quite well. So that's another important thing right there. Something to remember is to, set yourself with an attainable goal. Set yourself, and I know I used to hate people saying that, because it's like, well, whatever. Like it's so up to interpretation in some ways. But especially with something like this, like, don't go crazy. A lot of people see success when they didn't even think they were really doing anything. They were taking just minimal steps. And after a while, they were like, wow, I really am way further along than I thought I would be. So just set something attainable. Even if it's easy at first, it'll grow. It'll grow, beyond where you thought it would. Take your time, focus on what that is, and go slow. Whatever you're doing, slow it down. Be mindful of everything involved with your doing. Touch, taste, smell, sound, visuals, everything. I forgot the name of it that we talked about previously, but it's a Buddhist practice where, even in the act of it, the only thing that you can think of is picking up your phone. Slow it down. When you go to reach for your phone, just feel the muscles that are involved with your arm movement. Go to pinch the phone, the muscles that are involved in your hand movements, the feeling of the phone texture on your fingers, everything that's involved in the process, the smell of the phone that you don't usually notice until you slow down to this degree. I think the recommended speed was to do everything like quote unquote half speed. So take that and run with it. And that can be your beginning meditative process. That can be something that starts you off with it, if you need to, there's hundreds and hundreds of apps. There's Headspace, Calm, Breathe, My Life Meditation. I do have a link that I'm going to throw up in the description to share it. Now, a lot of these apps I have not used personally, but the source that I got, it's a website called healthline.com. I fully trust the source, and they have a lot of great information. They usually do a lot of great research and gathering background information for their articles. So it's a source that I trust. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well, but I have not used them myself. If you guys know of any different ones, please feel free to share with me. But this is the link right here if you want to check that out. Like I said, I'll also include it in the show notes. So try an app, try, something that's going to talk you through, or, something that works with settings. I think when I read about it, either the Calm app or the My Life meditation app had like super settings where you could set it to exactly what you wanted every single time and how you wanted to progress and things like that. Or if you consider it this way, the video game that we've been incorporating into the stream this week, playing the meditation game, quote unquote, that can be an app too. Not an app on your phone, not yet, but it's something that guides you. It's something that teaches you what you're doing. It's something that monitors your meditations for you, and it's just something to help you out. If you want to try an alternative method, that might be your way to go. If the traditional methods aren't something that you fall in sync with easily and for whatever reason, try something different like we talked about on Thursday or Wednesday. Try something different that we talked about before. Light a candle, and just watch the flame dance. Put on some music if you have to. Go outside and get lost in your favorite environment, whatever that may be. If it's a city or if it's, a forest or if it's a beach or whatever it is. A frozen tundra, who cares? Go outside and enjoy it. Try different meditation techniques like tapping, chakra focused practices, which there's a bunch of different ways to get into that if you know anything about the chakras. Energy focus, one interesting way that I used to do that I also read about that apparently is a big thing, but I didn't know that at the time. I just was kind of messing around with it, is you close your eyes and you kind of most people recommend that you rub your hands together really hard. You rub your hands together and then you separate your hands and you feel like an energy involved. I was able to envision this energy between my hands and not physically feel it. So it just depends on what you need. If it's easier for you to feel it that way, then go ahead, rub your hands together really hard and feel it. And what they said was to try to shape the energy into like a ball and just imagine that you're holding this ball. You can feel the weight of it. You can feel the movement of it, passing it between your hands. Sometimes I would imagine that there's a current between my fingers, that I was, moving my hands or arcing or, having it flow in between my fingers. And it was a good way for me to envision meditating and focusing on body energy and things like that. So that can be a pretty cool one too. There's literally hundreds of thousands of alternative methods. If you guys want any more information on any of the millions out there, I can definitely supply you with some information. Just hit me up on my socials or wherever you need, and I can give you some information on some cool stuff. I didn't put this one at the top of the list because I find it very distracting, and I feel that meditation's a very personable thing for you to learn yourself, to get to know yourself. But if you're the type of person that learns better in groups or associates themselves better in groups or is more comfortable in groups, try group meditation. That might be your way to go, is to experience the vibe of everybody around you. There is a good part of that. But like I said, most of the time meditation involves the self, and most people aren't ready to get into the feeling of I am one with the universe immediately when they start to meditate. Most of the time it's just for a quick kind of moment, you know what I mean? Or it's to work up to that level, which is why I've been focusing mainly on single person focused practices. But group meditations, if that works for you, go for it. I find stuff like that a little distracting. But, now that I'm talking about it, I'm thinking of feeling the vibe in the room, for example, would be something that I'd be interested in at some point. So something I can work up to. There's also ways to initiate the process of meditation besides going back to your breath. If you're having problems even focusing on that, one, it seems silly, but one kind of cool concept that I read about was to yawn or stretch or both. And the theory behind it is that when you do these things, like envision yourself yawning, make yourself yawn, even if it's a fake one, I can guarantee you can get at least a good, solid, hardcore sigh out of it. You know what I mean? Yawn, stretch, and kind of act like you're tired, like you're getting ready for bed or something like that, and really get into it. Really put your mind in that mode. This will trick your body into getting into sort of that calm pre-dream state where you're getting ready for bed. Your brain and your body will start to feel like you're getting in the mode to go to sleep. So it calms you down. It relaxes you. And stuff like that are triggers for your mind and your body because it's involved in the process of sleep. So even faking it, it'll work. You just gotta go for it. Shaking your body out, we tell kids to do it all the time. We tell, before we work out or while we're lifting or whatever, or while we're running or doing whatever, you shake your body out. And before meditation, it might seem like a counterintuitive thing to get yourself kind of amped up and shake. But it's actually really effective of literally shaking out your anxieties, your stressors, anything in your mind or body that might be ready to trigger a negative or even just active responses. It shakes it out. And for a hot second when you're done, it's a kind of like a moment, even before when you're getting amped up to like work out and you shake your body up. That moment where you stop, that's the moment you focus on. Immediately after you shake your body out and you're about to start doing something, focus on that moment in between. Because now you've shaken out all your stressors, all your anxiety, all your energy, and you have nothing but calmness in your body in that moment. By doing this, you shake out things like foreshadowing about stressors, even with, if you live with kids, animals, whatever's going on, if you have something you feel like you might interrupt your meditation practices, that'll help. It'll help get those anxious thoughts out of there. It'll also be, and it's also good for circulation, to activate some core parts of your healthy blood flow and your healthy body responses while you're meditating. Like meditating in general helps blood flow to the brain, as we talked about previously, but this helps kind of continue that blood flow to the rest of your body. You'll notice things like you won't get sore when you stand back up, or you won't feel uncomfortable while you're sitting because you have a good healthy blood flow going. The one that I just learned about is a 3 things practice, and I thought this was very cool. I want to try it myself. It kind of relates to koan meditation, which is asking yourself unanswerable questions that your mind can focus on playing with. So we talked about this a little bit previously. It's about asking yourself unanswerable questions. But this takes a different approach to it. It's an interesting introduction to meditation because, to start, you simply state to yourself things like 3 things I hear are children laughing, car horns, or, the wind. Car horns may not be relaxing, but if it's what you hear, it's what you hear, right? 3 things I see are, white walls, birds flying, anything. 3 things I feel on the outside are, 3 things I feel on the inside are, 3 things I smell are, 3 things I taste are. So it's kind of like teaching you body scanning, but you're expressive with it, right? But it's to focus on 3 things, move on. 3 things, move on. And that'll help you initiate thoughts and let them go. And that's part of meditation, So I thought doing this practice was very, very cool because you can acknowledge your environment, you can acknowledge thoughts, you can acknowledge all this stuff that you're feeling, and you can practice letting it go because you have those 3 things, and once you think about them, okay, they're done. Time to go. I wanted to share the link on that, so give me a second. This is where I found the information for it. If you want to look deeper into that, that's the site that has the information for the 3 things practice. But yeah, I found that very cool. I when I read that, I was like, ooh, that's a good one. I like that. On those very distracted days, you can actually talk yourself through it, And, just to sum up this stuff, it's going to be a short episode today. I apologize. But just to sum up this stuff, lastly and firstly, the most important step to meditation is to have patience with yourself and understand that this is a process. Sometimes an extremely lengthy process, sometimes it's immediate. You could also go back and forth between the two based on the day, the week, the month, the year, your state of mind, your emotional health, your physical health. It all depends on you. This is meant to be a lifelong practice and focus. Before you know it, you'll be further along than you are right now, no matter what level you're at. And that's really the beauty of it. It's for you at your own pace, like I said previously, in your own time, in your own way. This is about you, and you are worth every bit of energy that you put towards this practice. You're worth every bit of energy that you put towards working on yourself. Now we're gonna cut into the outro. Let's discard this. Sorry, and then we'll get into the videos and stuff in a second. So thank you guys for watching this episode. This week's theme has been about meditation. We've gone through all kinds of different stuff. I hope you found this information helpful. If you want, I have all the links to everything in the show notes and in the description below. Hit me up on any of my socials. Also in the description below. Join the Discord if you like. Check out my webpage for any of my services. If you have any questions to ask, or you want to share it with somebody, like, comment, subscribe, pass this on, and let's get this community growing. Have a good one, guys. That was the end of it. Now we're gonna get into the other stuff. So yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about during this, even if I'm recording or doing whatever, like, feel free to say stuff. Feel free to talk. Feel free to interject with your, your experiences, your thoughts, your opinions, whatever you feel like sharing. And drink your water. Wow, that's clear. That's super. It's just like, I think on the camera it actually looks clearer than in real life. What's everybody doing for the weekend? I'm going through this like purging process of my Google Drive, just a way to kind of save money on stuff. For how much we use it, it's just better having a drive, and you get control over your data and things like that. So it's just easier and more convenient for us, I feel like. If Google Drive's down one day, at least we have, the hard data right in front of us, right next to us. Keep feeling like I have something in my eye. So I am going to share these videos in relation to what we were talking about before. Let's see if we can throw these up here. Pause on that. We will go into media share. I don't know why you would see. You saw the top of my ceiling. The illusion is gone. Oh no. I'm still showing my my browser. When you want OBS to pick up on stuff automatically, it doesn't. But when you don't want it to, it remembers everything that you were doing. Where are we? Requests? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go here.
Hello and welcome to Comic.
And we're gonna go here. Let's do this one first. This one's the longer one.
Hello, just a delay. So, how to practice meditation regularly? So this is very, very important. So, there's one funny example traditional funny example. I don't know should I tell you or not. Maybe you already knew. Did I mention in Joy of Living videos? Anyway, I will tell you. So that example is how to make consistent about your practice. The example is like all cow peeing. So when all cow pees, not much at the beginning, a little bit by bit, and very long, not easily end. So the practice also have to do like that. So not too much at the one time. Okay, I'm gonna practice, meditate, 3 hours will be fantastic. And then maybe, okay, today maybe it will be fantastic. Then tomorrow if you expect something fantastic, 3 more hours. But in that time it may not be too much fantastic, maybe just fantastic. Next day, another expecting fantastic 3 hours. In that time, fantastic is gone. Maybe okay 3 hours. And after that, even not okay 3 hours. And then 2 hours, and then 1 hour, and then gone. And then no practice, no meditation for many days. So it will become like on and off. So, and this is become like young cow peeing. So young cow pee a lot and finish soon, right? So don't do like that when you practice meditation. So how to practice? You need to practice every day, bit by bit. And another example for that, the water drip falling into the big container, 1, 2, 3, like that. Even though the water is very little, just drop, but in the end, even big container will be full of water.
Sorry.
So practice should be like that. So this is why you need to build up some kind of habit to practice every day. And there are 2 ways to do it. One is formal, one is informal. For the formal, maybe you promise yourself, every day I want to practice 10 minutes or 15 minutes or half hour, so which you can do easily. So then regularly you have to practice that. And another one is informal practice. So you can do many different methods because you can meditate everywhere, anytime, right? And so the main point here is why we need this meditation like all cow peeing. Because at the beginning, if we have big expectation about meditation, I want to meditate nicely, very good, fantastic, will be nice. So that expectation, it may become a problem. Because of high expectation, then you have strong attachment, strong grasping with your meditation experience. Then meditation will not become good because of the high expectation. So to let go of high expectation, and that's why at the beginning, very important that don't think that your meditation is very nice, will be fantastic, want to meditate good quality. Don't think that. So what you have to think? I will try my best to meditate, and I will use my effort, my wisdom, my knowledge, whatever you have, effort and everything, try my best. But maybe my meditation will be good this time, maybe not good. It's okay for me. So what I have to do is try my best. So you try your best, and your mind don't too tight on the result. So So this is very important. So this way you will have balance. You try your best, so you will not become too loose. But your mind don't fix on the result. You are accepting meditation experience is also impermanent. It may go up and down. So at the beginning, up and down. But slowly up and down, less. In the end, if you have realization, direct realization, when you have direct realization, then your mind totally go beyond of experience. Then steady, never change. So until that, step by step. So you have to do bit by bit. And also very important is when you how much develop our meditation, how much develop our inner the experience of meditation, realization of meditation. Sometimes we don't know. So if we meditate every day, how much we are progressing, we don't know. But if you compare, let's say, day 1 to day 30, every day you practice, then when you reach day 30, if you look backward, then you might see the difference between day 1 and day 30. You might see improvement. But if you practice day to day, every day, you might think, still I'm not improved. Still I'm same as before. So you might think like that. That's okay, no problem. Don't worry. So now, very important thing is, when you meditate, at the beginning, don't expect too much. And then second important thing is you have to practice meditation bit by bit, with the formal and informal. And third important thing is when you meditate with informal and formal in everyday life, don't fix about your experience, accept experience impermanent. And then the real progress comes step by step. So don't worry, today I meditate, tomorrow I am become enlightened. If you don't have like that, don't worry, it's okay. Okay, thank you.
So, but what he was talking about was pretty much, I know it was a little bit difficult to hear. I'm not sure why it comes through that way. I'm going to have to check on that. But what he was basically talking about was everything that we've been talking about so far. It's about you. Don't stress yourself about this whole process. Just do something that's comfortable. Do something that, take it step by step, go slow, things like that. He just kind of reinforced those. I just thought it was an interesting video to share. And the next one up is focused on pranayama, the what I was talking about before, which is right here. Let's hope it's volume. There you go.
For this, you move your right hand to Vishnu Mudra, that is your index and middle finger bent, and you use only your thumb and your ring finger to block your nostrils. We'll be inhaling to 4 counts, retaining to 16 counts, and exhaling to 8 counts. That's the final stage of practice. If you want, you first begin with just inhaling to 4 counts and exhaling to 8 counts. Block your right nostril with your right thumb and exhale completely on the left. I will begin on the left side, inhaling Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold your breath, block both your nostrils to 16 counts. Exhaling to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now inhale on your right, Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale on your left, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is completes one round. Every time you exhale from the left, you take it as one round and you do a minimum of 6 rounds like this.
It almost sounds like a soft snoring sound. How you do it is, imagine you have a glass in front of you and you want to fog it up with your breath. So you'll blow ha, right? So just do the same thing but with your mouth closed. So it causes a small constriction to your throat and it sounds like this. So you breathe in. So it almost sounds like the soft sound of an ocean, right? And if you can maintain this breath through the entire practice, you'll find that you're able to hold asanas a lot longer without your muscles quivering and your mind darting about everywhere.
Take your index finger, you place it in the cartilage of your ear. You press it in and you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, making the humming bee noise. So I'll just show you how it's done.
And that was it. Easy breezy, right? Let's go back to this. There we go. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that. The yogic breathing that I was talking about, obviously any of those steps, if they work for you, they work for you, right? But the yogic breathing that I was talking about, or the pranayama, was the first one that she discussed. Now, I never went as in-depth as to hold your breath for 16 seconds. Might be something I try eventually, but I usually just focus on the inhale and the exhale because that's what gets myself in this, this rhythm. But definitely, give it a try. You might notice something's different, and that's the point. You might notice, so you feel something change or you feel calmer or whatever, and that's really the point of it. Just save. Sorry, I'm going through all my stuff here. Okay, so we're going to load up into plane. We're going to do a 10-minute meditation, and then we'll end the week on that note. I think we'll do guided again, and then maybe as we go into next week, we'll do something else. Oh, I couldn't find my mouse. Here we go. Nice. Sorry, it's a little bit loud. Continue. All right. So let's go into meditate. Let's do the regular but we did all of these, right? We did these. So let's go through the regular meditation. And we will begin. We're going to do guided, I'm sorry. Guided. Let's actually do this one. I think this one was cut short when we did it earlier in the week, so I think that would be cool to dig into a little bit more now that we have the time. So let's begin. Hands on your chest to make sure that stays. And on your diaphragm to make sure that's the only thing that moves. Begin.
Our mind takes what we sense and translates them into objects and gives them names. This is how we know what it is that we are seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, and tasting. But behind the objects and names that the mind creates, you'll find completely neutral sensations. And this is what we're going to explore in this meditation. Being aware of our sensations will help us to understand our mind better, so that we don't get lost in its interpretations and translations. So let's begin. Close your eyes and allow your breath to fall back to its natural rhythm. Now focus and bring your awareness to just a single sensation that you're experiencing right now. The most neutral sensation that you can always be aware of is your breath. But it could be something physical like your hand on the mouse or even your fingers touching each other, or it could be something you're hearing like the wind, the birds, or even just a hum. So bring your awareness to a single sensation you're experiencing right now. Allow yourself to just experience the sensation. Explore this sensation with your awareness as if you're experiencing it for the first time. Begin to explore all the aspects of your sensation. Explore the space in which the sensation appears. Does the sensation have borders? Does it have a beginning or an end? These questions won't have answers. These are just tools for you to explore the nature of your sensations. If your mind wanders away from the practice, then just bring your awareness back to the sensation. Also, if you like, you can click the mouse button or press the space bar when you observe a thought. It's up to you. Feel free to shift your awareness to different sensations when you feel ready. The most natural sensation that you can always go back to is your breath. It'll always be there for you. I'll leave you to continue this meditation. If you need further guidance, then follow the on-screen instructions. Remember, explore the sensations as if you're sensing it for the first time.
That was nice. I definitely like that bell tone as the signal to wake back up rather than that loud pitch like ding, because it would like ring and I'd be like but that one was what works a lot better for me. And I noticed while I was doing this meditation that my focus shifted from my breath inadvertently to my posture, and I started feeling like it's called an anterior tilt, where your hips kind of rotate awkwardly. I don't know really how to explain it. Where they're supposed to be like this, they're kind of like that a little bit. Where your belly kind of hangs and your back kind of dips inward. So I felt that, and I corrected it, and I just felt so much better, and I felt, a more connected vibe flowing through my body, and I just felt that was very cool. I also noticed something I've never noticed before while I was meditating. I've had like random like instances of slouching or body swaying feelings or something like that, but I noticed that this time my hand was on the mouse to track whether I had the like thoughts or anything, or to bring my attention back to the process, and my alternate finger started moving. My mouse button, my right mouse, my middle finger on my right hand started moving rather than like my pointer finger or anything, and it was for no reason. It was just like a slight movement, but I noticed it. So I just think this game can be a very useful tool for people who don't have a lot of experience with meditation, don't know exactly what what they want to do or what they want to try to do. It's got different options, as we've seen. It's got like the daily journals. It's got the phrase repetition. It's got all kinds of good stuff in it. So I would definitely check that out. It's Playne. It's available on the Steam store. I'm not sure if it's available on console or mobile or anything else. That's where I use it the most, is on Steam. So, it's just, really cool to be able to get into it like that and to practice and to feel that like, I have to get going to go and pick up my son from school. But guys, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out all week. I appreciate those of you who are going to be checking this out later on. Let me put up the social links that I said that I would. This is the for the Discord. And this is for... Why isn't it working? Oh, whoops. So particular. There you go. So that's for the Discord, and that's for my website, the socials, the YouTube, all that good stuff. So feel free, like I said before, like, subscribe, comment, share, pass it along. Follow me on any of my social medias. I'm highly active on Discord. Come and hang out. We have memes channels. We have music request channels. We got all kinds of good stuff. As well as if you guys want to share some media, even if you're off stream, type in !SR space and then the YouTube link, and I will be able to check it out at any time. I will get the notification that it's in there. I'll be able to check it out and approve it for a follow-up stream or whatever to play on stream and hang out with you guys. I think next week we're going to go on more of just a chill vibe. We're going to just ride out the week and see what happens. We're going to definitely include the meditation. We're going to talk still. We're going to do all that good stuff. You might see a little bit more gameplay next week, just to kind of add in a break every once in a while. Or just, videos with viewers, whatever we decide to do. So with that being said, you guys have a perfect weekend. Practice your meditations, even if it's only 2 minutes, even if it's 3 minutes, 1 minute, whatever you can do. Bring it back to your breath. Replay this video. Replay any of the episodes where we've practiced the meditation practices. And, make sure you're doing it every day, as much as you can. Like I said, you can include it in anything that you do. Do it at half pace. It counts. Bring it back to your breath. Breathe. properly hydrate. And I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.